Okay. Ms. Hasia, I will be starting this week working with Module 7, where I need to discuss with you what is my plan and the plan of my first lesson when I start the clinical practice. So I decided to use the standards that we're using at a school based on Magdalene standards. So I realized that is good after the time that I have been working with early childhood, that it's good to start working ahead of time with things that we know it takes them even years to master. So that's what I decided to work with the writing process. So in the standards that we're using at school, the curriculum that we're using, we're working by strands. So I decided to start working with the writing process and the writing application. So using that strand, I will be working with the standard 1 and a standard 2. So the first one talks about the uses of the general skills and strategies of the writing process. So my plan is to use different routines where they have to be working in stations. And what I will start first, before we move to the station, reading a story based on the B.O.B. books. Those are books that the design of those books are based on phonics recognition. So it makes it easy for them to use that basic knowledge that they have with the phonetic to start writing for the first time, even though they will start doing something based on the way that the word sounds. So that's what I decided to start using that. So one of the plans that I have is to start reading the story. So asking certain questions to check if the students understand, if they're getting what I'm talking about or reading about. So they understand the sequence even of the event. So after that, I was thinking to move into a station so where they can work using maybe a whiteboard when they start drawing a picture related to the story. So based on their understanding, another station could be where they will be drawing a picture related to the story, or maybe using pencils, crayons, because here some of this the standards or the benchmark that we need to go with that standards that we need to see students using certain materials to write, like pencils, crayons, even markers, chalk. So I would like to include all of that during their routine. So then maybe I would change the routine, because with the amount of students that maybe we'll have during class, I need to continue the routine for more than a day. So all of them have chance to try the different practices that I have designed for them, including first or after they do the picture, they write a sentence, a simple sentence, maybe using their phonetic knowledge to spell certain words. So that's what I decide to maybe extend during the week, but everything will be dependent of what they're doing every day. So I would try to make the differentiation for them using different stations, because I realized that doing that routine, it helps the student to maybe acquire the information depending what we're teaching that day. So that's why I decided to do a session where they use different skills. So by the end, when I get to my 12 weeks of practice, we can see the improvement, but thanks to all the implementations that I will be doing during class. Some of the things that I will be explaining before I start that routine, it will be certain rules that I have of my expectations in class. So right now I'm introducing to them the ICANN rules, something that they already maybe worked before last school year, but maybe right now will be a time for them to understand or maybe put in practice some of them. So one of those is I can treat others with respect, I can always do my best, I can play safely, I can be responsible, I can share our class materials, I can use my inside voice, I can make good choices, I can follow directions. So I realized with the routine that I'm trying to implement during class, this will be something that maybe I have to repeat every day, but it would help with the routine that I'm planning for them. So they need to respect, they need to be able to share materials. We are always expecting the best from them. So I think with the practice and repeating weekly or even daily, all of these rules that I think I explained them, that it will be something they're able to do. That's what I decided to use the ICANN rule. It's something that they know and they're able to do.
So you do go over it with them? right?
Exactly, and then part of the expectation is to see they are implementing or putting in practice those rules.
Okay.
Something else that we need to take a look will be the rubric that you will be using to evaluate the observations that you will be doing during my 12 weeks of clinical practice. So here we will have maybe some elements that you will need to see in every video, in every class that it will be recorded. So I don't know if you have any suggestion based on the explanation, something that it will be good to see in maybe in the routine to help the students to maybe master certain skills. We have several expectations for them based on the standards, because here the objectives in the standards will be that they use the writing tools that I'm expecting. So I try to use a routine where they will need to use them, and they will need to here use a different use form of emergent writing, where they will be use scrambled writing, random symbol, but things that has a meaning for them. So that's like the beginning until they get to the point that they're able to write. Use the drawings to express thoughts. So is where when I explain you that I would like they do a picture where they can explain me what part of the story that represent, and then maybe by the end of the week they will be able to do a sentence based on their thought related to the story.
Okay.
So
I know you have young students. They're 4.
Yeah.
3, okay. So do they all speak English?
They
most all understand it. So they all understand what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. So all right. So you don't need to accommodate for that. Okay.
So what do you think it will be a good strategy to use to apply differentiation? So what other routine do you think will be good for me to apply to do strategies for different students? Right now I don't have any student with that condition, but if I receive in the middle of the 12 weeks a student that will require that and to include a different story during the routine, what do you think it will be better? Maybe use more mimics to try to model certain words for the student?
Yeah, you can have kids model it and show what you mean, or whatever sentence you're reading or whatever rule you're reading, that the student can model it to show other kids, even if they don't understand the written part, they can actually see it.
Exactly, because in the end we need to see that the students are able to write even the sound of the letter, because by the end of the school year that will be our goal before they get to kinder. So that's what I'm expecting right now. Maybe the phonetic sound of the words. So it will be a very good beginning for them. So they later on will be able to write short sentences.
Okay.
So perfect. Thank you.